All right, welcome everyone to another episode of the Shop and Tread Talk podcast. My name is Anise. We've got Frank, our co-host, with us.
Hello,
Uh,
hello.
Before we introduce our guests, I just want to make sure that we let you know we do have a Facebook page set up. So please like, share, follow this episode. If you go on Facebook, you can search for the Shop and Tread Talk podcast, and definitely add us on there. We'd love to have you as one of our followers. Uh, Frank, I'll
That's right.
let you introduce our guest here.
Okay, so today we have with us Tyler. He's a Toyota tech by trade. I think a um, snowmobile and quadding expert by fun. If you ever see his videos online, that's a bit of all you're doing in your spare time. And he loves his Chevy trucks. So I think today we're going to talk a little bit about what Tyler's been up to in the Toyota world and in the GM world, and see if we can get some new insight on both of those worlds, I guess. So, Tyler, welcome to the show. Real appreciate you taking the time to be with us here today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Tyler, let's start with kind of who you are, where you started from, where you are, and if you have any plans on the future. But main thing is we want to know, how did you get to where you are now?
Well, my name is Tyler Van Gaalen. Grew up in London, Ontario, not England, if anybody's listening.
I don't know if we got listeners from London, England yet, but that'd be cool. So,
That
We
would
have a
be,
couple
anyone's
from
in
China,
England,
apparently.
make sure you let us know because that'd be really cool.
yeah. So I went to high school in London at Beale Tech. Did the automotive program there. I did the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program, which I did that at a Chevy dealership in London.
Great.
The OEUP program?
Yep.
Yeah, that's sick. We actually just got a new student starting in 2 weeks
Oh,
through that
great.
program. So
Oh,
I'm
It
excellent.
was
excited
new.
for that.
It was all morning during co-op, and it really exposed me and made me really want to get into this. When I finished the co-op, they were slow, so I didn't get hired on there. But I ended up putting a resume through the London Free Press, which is what we used to do back in the day.
Back in the day, says the young guy.
I actually, when I applied for it, I had no idea where it was, and sent the email. And then like a month later, they emailed me and said, "Hey, come in for an interview." So went in, 19 years old when I went there, and hired me on the spot. So I worked there. I started there as a lube tech, and then a little over 16 years later now, I'm master tech. Been there a long time. Done pretty much everything you can do there.
Nice.
And yeah,
Which dealership are you at again?
North London Toyota.
North London Toyota. Beauty.
Yeah,
And so there, obviously, you work on 99% Toyotas. Do you get a fair amount of other type of vehicles there?
we actually do. Yeah. Actually, right now we have a Subaru Outback in for head gaskets, which I have done. I also love Subarus. I've had a WRX for 14 years now.
Okay.
Um, I love building those engines. To me, they're really simple, easy. Um, I've done head gaskets on a Chevy Optra.
Oh,
Actually, last week.
Optra.
Yeah,
An Optra.
Uh,
Man, I haven't seen
nobody
one of
wanted to
those
do it.
in. I haven't seen
I'm.
one of
that's a
those in
that's an
ages.
old car.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
Goodness.
Daewoo. It's a Daewoo.
Yep. I'm not afraid of really anything. So like that, I did that when I was an apprentice. Nobody else wanted to do it. I said, well, jump in and do it. So I did that, and then that was the same time I was actually building the engine for my WRX. It blew up on me. Shocker.
As some engines do.
Yep. And then yeah, actually last week. So I'm not a big high end dry and Kia fan, but
You don't love
I'll give
Kias? Come on.
I'll give credit to where credit's due. I did. It was an Optima 2018. Came in for a draw, so I figured out the left rear door actuator. The switch was sticking, so
Oh,
took the
cool.
door panel off. And I don't know if you've ever taken one of those off, but I will say that is the absolute best door design I have ever seen in my life.
Wow.
It was
Oh, so
all. It's 10 mil bolts all the way around, and the entire inside of the door comes off one big plastic piece. Then everything's bolted to it.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice. No, Not like a Cadillac where it's an absolute nightmare to take some of those Cadillacs apart.
Oh yeah.
Remember years ago I took a Cadillac door apart and I'm like, I never want to own a Cadillac. This is stupid.
Oh, you're not supposed to work on that. You're supposed to trade it in and buy a new one. Remember?
But
Isn't that what they
yeah,
Every
say?
5 years, right? Yeah, just out of
yeah,
warranty.
exactly. Yeah, I just had a warranty. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. It's
So
nice that
yeah,
you actually get a different variety of vehicles because a lot of people that work at these dealerships, they're basically if you're Honda, Toyota, or Lexus, you're working on mostly those vehicles, and you're not going to get the other makes in there very often. But it's kind of nice you get to work on a different variety of cars sometimes. So
Yeah, and I like it. Like, it's a nice challenge, and I'm probably one of the weird. I don't know. It's not very common, but my buddy and I, we actually both. I bought a Snap-on Veris Edge back 2015, right when they first came out,
yeah,
because I don't get to use it as much as I'd like to, but when I need it to have a scope and stuff like that, it's great. And like I said, I don't drive Toyotas. I do. My wife does now, but for a
yeah.
long time I've driven Chevy trucks and Subarus. So not having a scan tool that could scan those wasn't very nice. So it,
Oh yeah. Well, you definitely have to make sure at least someone in the family drives a Toyota. Geez, after having this much time.
I bought
yeah.
her a '07 hybrid Camry a few years ago. Paid $3,000 for it, and they got 450K on it.
Wow.
Thing is
Yeah.
a tank.
A Toyota, first of all, a Camry go forever, and then you got a hybrid yet.
Yep,
Now you go forever for half the fuel mileage. So why the
yep.
heck not?
Those hybrid batteries, I think the warranty on them, I think is it 10 years or am I
It
wrong?
is. Yep, it's 10 years. I think it's 240,000 or something like that kilometers. But you know what? Like I said, I've been there 16 years, and the only ones I've ever seen go was most of the time it was either exterior damage, like mice going in and destroying them,
Yep.
or they have blower motors in them that keep them cool.
Blower
There's
motors in
actually
the battery?
yep, there's a filter on them, and a lot of people don't know that. So if you don't change that filter, it gets plugged up just like a furnace filter, your cabin filter,
You don't
and
just blow it out with something? Shh.
yeah, we take it apart, take the blower motor out, and blow all the dust out, and then we put new filters on. And I had one last week. The entire thing was completely plugged solid, and
So is that something that is in your regular maintenance schedule? Like if you own a hybrid vehicle, that's something you should definitely be looking into.
100%. Yeah, we say every 3 years, 3 years, 50K kind of thing, and it's
So
like you can inspect it too and see.
okay, so is this something on just a Toyota or like in general other hybrids that possibly might have a filter like that? Because
I
I've
would
never heard of
imagine.
that before, so this is like kind
Oh,
of cool.
that's
Yeah,
different. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm sure they do have the other brands have filters too, but anything 2019 and up on the Toyota side is especially the RAV4s. If you're looking in the back seat in the passenger rear, you'll see a little
Okay,
grate and a little Phillips head, and you can pull that panel off, and there's actually the filter in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna
okay.
have to start ripping apart my next customer's car that comes in, hey, you know what? Your car's not ready yet, bud. I need another hour. I
Next
need some
DVI you
digging.
do, you say, "Oh, you need a battery filter," and they're going to be like, "What the heck are you talking?"
Looking at you
All of a
like
sudden,
you're
you're going to start selling battery filters and be like,
And there
"Okay, I
goes the
know this
one
guy's ripping me off. I'm not
and
going to see
and
him
there
ever
goes the
again."
one-star Google review. They told me a battery's got a filter. This guy's full of crap.
You know what? I've never heard of that before.
yeah.
This is really
It's a great thing to do because, like I said, they rely heavily on cooling. The only
oh yeah
ones actually even the plug-in hybrids they have it as well, but they rely
okay
more on they actually use AC, the refrigerant, to cool the big batteries in the plug-in hybrids. But
yeah. See, that's what I always thought that they were either cooled with engine coolant or air conditioning. But
yeah, just
I
the
mean
plug-in ones only.
okay, I guess that makes sense to have. Hey, look at that! I really learned something today. Let's go. I'm done for the night. I'm out of
I'm
here.
glad I can help you.
I have a really good customer that's got, I think it's a 17 or 18 RAV4 hybrid. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be taking a little closer look the next time he comes in for some service.
So actually, those ones they have two blower motors.
Oh my god.
Oh shit!
They're in the back. If
So
you lift the back panel up in the back where the spare tire is,
Yep.
then you pull that little midsection apart. You'll see there's two blower motors in there, and then they actually don't have replaceable filters, but you can still take the blower motors out and clean them. It was really only like 18 and up that they started putting the filters in.
Okay.
Now I'm curious. Frank and I, we use Techmetric. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I have, and I'm been looking into it. I'm probably not going to be able to sway my big 20 bay dealership to get it, but
No, probably not. But
Dealerships kind of have their own thing that they usually use.
they're usually using like some heavy duty, like old school ish programs, I think, right?
this one is it's we used to use it's called the blue screen, which is Reynolds.
Yeah, Reynolds and Reynolds.
Yeah, and now we have Ignite, which is the Windows XP version of Ignite, so it actually you can click stuff now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it works, but it's got quite a few glitches. As far as like the DVIs and stuff, we don't really do the videos, but I'm very heavy on the pictures.
Yeah.
We use an app called Kimobi.
Okay, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it works well actually. There, some of the stuff you guys. I was listening to your podcast the other day about what the Techmetric one does was very interesting. And
It's
I was
next
talking to my
level.
boss about it, and he said that Kimobi is actually starting to update it to get similar features. So
In Techmetrics DVI, it's next level.
yeah,
I would say it's very refined, and I don't know if I mentioned, Frank. They actually have canned findings now.
Oh, really?
So when you're in there and you take a picture of a bald ass tire, you can click on canned findings, and you can actually have stuff that you basically have it written out exactly how you want it. You can click and bam, it just puts it right in there.
Oh,
interesting.
okay. So
I
you
didn't
could
even.
write a can finding that says bald ass tire.
I mean, yeah, you could. But you know what? I didn't even know about that part, which I thought I knew everything about it. I'm learning even today because I think I told you where I'm training one of my guys, converting him to a service advisor.
Yep.
So I had him on all the how-to training videos today. So he watched like 10 of them. So he actually told me, he's like, "Why'd you tell me about this when I'm doing DVIs?" I'm like, I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I'm just
how
learning
can you
this
know?
right now.
You're not in the trenches with the wrenches, as those guys from down south would say.
Yeah, usually am.
I was actually talking. I was listening to the what's the other podcast? Changing the Industry podcast,
Yeah.
and they were talking about the I think it was Techmetrics DVI or one of them that uses AI.
It wouldn't be.
Well,
They're a shopware. I think they're
yeah,
mostly talking about shopware. Usually, that's
Oh,
what they're
okay.
supporting.
yeah. So Techmetric doesn't use AI, but you can integrate AI into. Basically, what they're saying is you can integrate AI into your daily life, into your uh, interaction with customers, and all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff. So that's
Definitely.
kind
I
of what
mean,
they're talking about.
well,
Yeah.
all these shop programs, whether it's shopware or Techmetric, I mean, the first step is having something that works,
Hmm.
yeah.
that makes your life easier. Like both of you being technicians, Frank also being a shop owner, like you guys have so much stuff going on that if the process of inspecting the vehicle can be simplified to where you can do a fairly comprehensive inspection within 15 minutes, and when you fire it off to a customer, that within 2 minutes they're looking at it and they have a very good idea of the condition of their vehicle, you've hit gold.
It has changed our place ever since we started using that. I think we've been using it for little over 2 years now.
Yeah, and you'll notice I'm sure your approvals have gone up,
100%.
the clarity to the customer, transparency. There's a lot less wishy-washy of,
It's
oh
black and
well,
white.
yeah, everything's black and white. Well, color. If you got
Yeah,
black and white, you better be switching to Techmetric tomorrow.
we're in the
No,
old days.
you just if you got black and white, get off your iPhone and use an Android. So let's just
Yeah.
put that out there.
Oh God,
Here we
Frank,
go.
Okay.
let's not get
So,
into this again.
but on that note, so we had a customer, and this is the post I made on the Changing the Podcast Facebook page that really pretty much tore me apart because apparently I was unprofessional and dirty shop and all that bullshit. But
Well, why didn't you mop and call the cleaning company in to clean the floors?
and I want to reply to that guy yet because we had first of all we had squeegeed the floor like 5 minutes before
It
that
wasn't
video.
detailed, Frank. It was not detailed.
Excuse me,
You need the
excuse
white
me. If we
rags to
have
make it clean.
big ass renovation going on and there's shit everywhere. But anyways, I'm still a little bit sore about that. But that vehicle, okay, so that vehicle, um, was booked in for he wanted a coolant flush because his coolant was low initially, is what it was. Well, so we did the DVI. We found the rear control arms, like big holes rusted through it, and so we sent it to him, and he's like, "Oh wow, I need that fixed." So pause on the coolant. You know, and it was like, "Hey, I only got so much money, right? So pause on the coolant flush, just top it up for now." And we did the whole control arm job. Anyways, he picked it up today, and he just said, "Honestly, guys, I can't believe this. I've been at these other shop, and this is one thing you hear about these other podcasts. They say, they come into your shop because all the other shops they've been to, they've already
Suck.
fired those shops.
They
Mhm.
suck.
Fired those shops, right? So now they're with you." And he
Frank, don't
said,
say they fired them. They suck.
"Oh yeah, well, they
Let's just
obviously
be
suck."
real. Yeah.
Actually, the one shop he mentioned, yeah, I can see why he left there. Anyways, we won't mention that name. Um, but he said, like, thank you so much for finding this and for bringing this to my attention. I would have never known. And it's like, so it was that job there was easily sold because of the DVI, because of the pictures and stuff like that. Right. I
Yep.
mean, we would have done it anyway. But I told him, I said, because we're using the system now, we are actively doing this. He said, normally we wouldn't necessarily actively be doing, we would have looked a little bit, but not as in depth, right?
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
might not have found it. And he was just very thankful. So yeah, it definitely works. It's a great program, and it's good for the customer. It's good for employees. Like, it's good to cover your
100%.
butt, all that kind of stuff. So
That's
It's
the
yeah,
good
biggest
all
thing to
around.
use it
I'm
for
looking.
is cover your ass. Like,
Yep.
especially like do a lot of warranty work, obviously. So anytime I have warranty, I take a picture of the bin, the odometer, the
Mhm.
picture. Then the boss says, "Hey, do you have pictures of this? Here you go, done."
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, especially today. Like actually today, that's another thing I wanted to talk about too. Is taking pride in your work is a
Oh
big
yeah.
thing that
Mhm.
a lot of people don't do, and I see it all the time. I've shown it. I've trained a lot of apprentices. I got one beside me right now, and I've shown him today that anybody can slap brakes on.
Yep.
But, I had a Rav4 Prime this morning. Came in complaining of a brake noise, so I lifted it up. Oh look, he's got brand new aftermarket brake pads. Which, you know what, for noise, OEM is always going to be quieter. But
Mhm.
there are some, like I don't aftermarket my own cars. Um, but I lifted up. There's no shims on the pads.
Oh.
There's no lube on the brackets.
Of course not.
Underneath the clips is all rusty. Pulled the pins out. They got anti-seize on one of the pins.
Oh,
They've got,
Oof.
this is the worst, the wheel
I'm not
bearing
even.
grease on another pin. Some other
Really?
orange lube on a third pin. It was just literally everything. The only thing they did right was they put the clips in the right spot on the bracket. But everything else was wrong.
I'm not even. I'm not a mechanic, but doing this for 20 years. I mean, even when I walk by a customer's car that comes in that just got their brakes done for the case of beer, and I look at it and I'm like, what is
Mm.
that?
Well, the worst part is this was done at a an oil change supply chain.
Oh,
Apparently,
really? Yeah, the one that started doing brakes now.
yeah.
Oh man,
Oh
that's nasty.
god.
I've been hearing stories already, and it's like,
Oh, it's like they have three people doing them, one person per pin. It,
no,
it
no, we're using my lube today.
yeah,
Forget
it's
that.
just ridiculous. And then
Man.
so I showed him today too. I did some brakes on a Corolla, and I told him, I said, you know what, do it right and then do it fast. You always do it. Figure out the way to do it right first.
Yep.
And I said a lot of guys, they don't take the pins out, and they'll take the pins out, put a bit of lube on, and slap them back in. But a lot of the cars, they build up rust underneath the
Yep.
boots and
Mhm.
squeezes the pins, and they don't slide. So I said, here, boot kits are $10.
Yeah.
Take it out, clean it out, stand it out, fire wheel, whatever you need to do.
Yep.
And we use Worth silicone lube.
Yep.
That's the only thing we use in the whole shop for the pins, the brakes, everything, because
Yeah.
we've tried the purple clean flow stuff. It just swells the boots, rubber.
Yeah, that stuff's not good for boots at all.
We've been
Even
using
the
like
brakes.
for we use the orange lubricant. I think it's Permatex.
That that's the best aftermarket one there is. Yep.
It's
But not for
expensive.
sliders. But don't use that in the slider
We'll
Not
work.
use
for
it on
slider, but
sliders.
generally like that.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a mechanic, but that Permatex stuff, I believe, is what is going on the back of the brake pads.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. No, for the slider lubes, you got to use that
Oh,
white
Silk Glide,
silicone
Silk
stuff.
Glide,
But
Silk
yep,
Glide. That's what it is.
yep, yeah, that's the good stuff.
Tyler,
Anything else will just seize them up.
Yep.
for, for the amount of time you've been where you are, what's your favorite type of work there?
I like the heavy stuff. So we had a frame recall back in the day, and that was my absolute favorite recall. It
Your flat
was,
rate, I'm assuming.
yep, um, Tacomas, Tundras, and Sequoias. The frames have rot out. Toyota.
Yep.
This is why I love Toyota, and I will never work for another brand because
Because the frames are out.
they actually stand behind their products. Like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous how much money they pay out to stuff. Like right now, our recall is the Rav4s, Highlander hybrids. The traction cables, the big orange power cables going into the rear motors, they get corroded, and it'll actually open the circuit. Basically, it'll shut down the hybrid system.
Oh wow.
So it is just replacing. They were either sealing them up if they're still good, or replacing the whole cable front to back, and customer doesn't pay a cent. It's just
Wow.
stuff like that. It's just crazy. But the frame was my favorite because it was the best feeling in the world when you can take an entire truck apart, put it all back together, and you drive down the road. It drives straight with no squeaks, no rattles, and
Mm-hmm.
the customer got an insane deal out of that. They
Oh
got
yeah.
brand new brake lines, cab mounts, upper control arms, lower control arms, like, and
Wow.
and that's the thing I would tell them too. I'd always bring the car in before the frame came, and I'd say, like, pay us for an inspection. I'll look over the truck. I'll tell you what's wrong. Because a lot of these trucks were 8, 10 years, almost 10 years old. So there's other stuff that was going. I said, a lot of the time I'd say put a rack in it while we're doing it because I'm not going to charge any labor because it's already coming out.
Yep.
The new rackings, a lot of them would leak at the
Yep.
boots. And then I'd say do the rack. You want to do the e-brake cables? I'd discount the labor. Just stuff like that. And a lot of people did it.
Well, at the end
It
of the
makes
day,
sense.
you have an almost brand new truck.
Yeah. The craziest one I ever did was it was a 2005. It was a blue 2005. The body was almost mint on it. This truck had 430,000 kilometers
Only.
on
Oh,
it.
Jeez.
And they came in for the frame recall, and they said, "Oh, we also want you to do the head gaskets while it's apart." I said, "Well,
oh,
why do you want to do the head gaskets? What's going on with it?" And they said, "Oh, well, it's overheating." So I said, "Let me just spend a little bit and diagnose it before we do head gaskets." They ended up putting a stop leak in the radiator, and it plugged it up. So
oh.
it wasn't flowing. So I said, "No, let's put a new rad in it. I'll flush the engine out." And yeah, I think they're still driving it now, and that was probably 8 years ago. I did that job.
Jeez.
It's
Oh, that just shows the integrity of who you are, right? Because I mean, if they would have went to another shop, wherever it is, I mean, they could have fallen into wrong hands, and they would be, yep, sure, we'll go ahead and do that for you. That's what you want.
and then it still would have overheated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that overheating that carried very very well into the recent TikTok video that I had where you messaged me on it and it was like that Toyota engine that I did. And the
Yeah,
reason they brought it in was they thought, I mean, it was overheating. And so they said, well, when they first called, they said, hey, how much to put head gaskets in? So we quoted out a head gasket job, and we're like, that's an awful lot of money. Why don't we look at maybe a used engine?
yeah.
And we quoted that, and then we like, well, maybe a reman engine. And they're like, you know what? We like the idea of putting a reman engine in. So instead of anything else, let's just put a reman engine in. Oh, am I thankful that they did? As you saw those videos, like there
Yeah,
was an inch and a half of gunk
that
at
was
the
just
bottom of the oil pan,
that was insane that thing still ran.
Right.
and no rattling noise whatsoever. I
That
think the
truck.
only reason that it was overheating is because it was lack of oil lubricant on the top, not coolant.
Yeah,
Like, and there was no the coolant system was perfect, but I don't know. I never even drove the thing. Like I never even drove it to verify it. They said they wanted an engine. I brought
yeah.
it in, and I am so thankful that they went for a reman because
Oh,
I'm
trust
having
me.
assuming
that
it. I'm assuming it ran like crap, though, right?
no, it ran perfect
Why would they want an engine?
because it was overheating.
Hmm.
So it was overheating, and we quoted them what it would cost to do head gaskets, right?
Yeah.
Because
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
pull the heads off, send the heads off, get machined,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
By the time you do
And
all that, yeah.
by the time I do all that, it was X amount of dollars, right? And then we're like, well, what about a used engine? Because Toyotas never go bad. Like if you got there's something wrong with your engine,
The new Tundras.
whatever,
Yeah,
right?
Well,
Yeah.
well, luckily it
So
only
then we're
took
like,
you a few hours to drop the engine in, right, Frank?
yeah, it was only 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours, yeah, whatever.
Hour and a half.
So,
Quick.
but anyway, and then of course the reman engine didn't come with an oil pan. I'm like, oh crap! So I pulled the oil pan off, and I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, and the rest of the engine looked fine. Like the top of it looked fine. Everywhere that I looked fine, but the oil pan it was just sludge.
sludge. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that the reman came with a new oil pump because otherwise I would have been putting a new pump on it for sure.
Oh,
What a
100%.
mess that was. That was ridiculous. I'd never seen anything like that before.
Well, Frank,
I did
hopefully you didn't
once.
take any videos and post it in the other group after that mess. Because I mean, then you would have been
Uh,
done.
no, not in that group. They would have crucified me there. No, TikTok was nice to me on that one, so it was good. Facebook's never been good to me over the years.
Yeah, that's one thing I haven't done a whole lot of posting on Facebook. I think that's the next thing.
Yeah,
But no, sometimes people don't understand the story behind the post as well. So
exactly. Yeah, that's what it
you know,
was. Yeah,
They always jump to conclusions before they
yeah
actually
they're,
that's
watch the video.
they're not
exactly. Yeah,
focusing on the point that you did that job. It's more, well, your floor is dirty and you got a dirty rag hanging up on the left, and
Yeah.
your nose hair is longer on the left than the right side. I mean, who cares, man? Like, the point of the
no,
video is this.
no, and I agree. The shop did not look very clean, but
You didn't
again,
detail it, Frank. That's You have to live with that. It's okay.
like no one knows what's going on at the front. Like as these other podcasters always say, the front of the house and the back of the house. Well, the front of my house is an absolute shambles right now
Your
because
front of the
our,
house is in the back of the house right now.
it is exactly our
You
office
have
is
one
completely
house,
gutted.
Frank. You don't have a front back. You have one house right now.
We have one house right now. Yeah. Well, the office is being renovated, right? So it's like everything is everywhere, and it's just and we're busy. It's not like we're slow. We did this renovation now because we were hoping to be slow, but
It's the
we're
same
not.
with us.
So
I cannot believe it, honestly. Like
yeah,
January, February, halfway through March, typically is slow.
yeah. You're just like, hey, everyone goes on vacation in those months because
Yeah,
nothing to do.
it is not slowed down at all since
Nope.
I got carpal tunnel surgery actually almost a year ago, February, and since then it is not. It's slowed down maybe for like a day or two here and there, but
Yep.
it's been
Yeah.
awesome. I think
And
the
so I find it odd when shops go and say, "Oh, you know what? Guys are going home early. We don't really got nothing to do. We're not doing 40 hours." Like, I understand maybe if you got like 10 bay shop or something like that, I can understand it getting a little slower.
yeah,
But for me, like we have 3 bays. If we were all operational, all 3 bays, we'd be full right now.
yeah.
And it's just, yeah, I'm very thankful for it, but it's been tough.
Frank, just you can tow them my way. I got some free time, man.
Oh, I keep telling, just have your text drive down. Oh, I guess I don't have room for them right now. But yeah, just send your text down to me for a couple of weeks. I can keep them busy.
It's nice and warm outside. You can work outside,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, I got a couple of parts cars that need to be dismantled out there.
Okay, let's not talk about your Chevy Cruze. We already know
Yeah,
you and your Chevy
I,
Cruze.
I need a steering rack off of one right now, but it's buried in 4 feet of snow, so that ain't happening. I'm
Uh,
gonna get a used
Tyler,
one from the wreckers.
do you do any? I don't know if you can say or not, but do you do any work there in your shop for family or friends
Yeah,
or?
once in a while, yeah. Like I've been fixing my family's car since before I started working there, so I typically
Because I know sometimes, obviously, working at a big dealer, they sometimes frown upon that. So that's why I'm not sure
yeah
if you can comment on it. But
yeah no I've already told them. I said I've worked on families and friends' cars since before I started there. So
yep,
so give me one second. Just turn my furnace off. It's gonna be noisy.
I'd love to have a hoist right there, like home. That's pretty sweet.
I wouldn't if I had a hoist at home, then I'd just always be working and then
My friends
never
love
have
it,
time for
for
other
sure.
stuff. Yeah, of course your
Well,
friends
I'm
love it.
sure your friends love it.
Then they
Actually,
come open bar and everything. Why not?
yeah, around the corner. So my S10, I've got a 6 liter LS in it and a 6 speed manual. And my buddy bought an S10. He's like, oh, I want to do the same thing. So he's had his engine around the corner with transmission for about 5 years now. So I said, you're gonna get it done this year, or I'm gonna sell it because I want my room back.
That's about as long as my old Chrysler's been sitting in my yard. 5 years. I got a 1940 Chrysler that I want to build one day,
Oh, nice.
and it's been
I'd
sitting
like
there for
to.
5 years.
Yeah, I want to get a classic car at some point soon because I I love this thing. Is fun. It still makes me smile, but the kids can't really ride in it. It's got the suicide seats in the back, so
Oh yeah, those are
I want
those
to.
are horrible.
Yeah, I want to get something they
Well,
can go in
just
with me.
just extend the cab. Just go
Yeah,
buy
there we go.
another truck and just extend the cab and extend the frame and make like this limo truck out of it.
There we go.
That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot of
You
fun.
you can
Oh
take
yeah,
it to Brampton. They'll do that in a half a day for you, man.
yeah. Might not take it off the parking lot, but it'll be done.
Oh yeah, it'll look like brand new. Anything's possible there, man.
Hmm.
So the other thing, Tyler, that I wanted to talk about is you had mentioned about Chevy trucks. We were talking about frames in your Toyotas and
Yeah,
all these Chevy truck frames that are rotting too. You want to tell us about that? You got something in the works with those things. So why don't you tell us about that?
yeah. I bought my. I have a 2014 GMC Sierra. I bought it when it was 2 years old. I am religiously crowning it every year. The body has zero rust anywhere on it. The rockers, cab corners, everything. There's not a single rust bubble, speck of rust. Uh, Go underneath, right by the gas tank where they always rot out, and my frame has a hole in it. And the shitty part is, back when I bought the truck, there was a TSB from GM saying that the wax coating peels off and the frame rusts from brand new. So I had that TSB done, and so they obviously knew about the problem, but now it's out of warranty and now it has a hole in it. Even though I sprayed Crown inside religiously, it's unfortunately because it was the wax coating they put on a bare frame. There's no way you can really get that out from the inside of the frame. So yeah, it rotted out, and I've called GM multiple times, commented on their Facebook, like, oh yeah, sorry, you're out of warranty, but hey, we really hope you buy another truck from us. Like,
Yeah, right.
go yourself.
Yeah.
So then I called Transport Canada because I actually did it once and I was successful. My Subaru, actually, the spot welds for the brake and clutch pedal bracket on the firewall broke off.
Yeah.
So the whole bracket was shifting around every time I pushed the brakes. The whole bracket would move. They said, "Oh well, we don't think it's a safety concern, so you'll have to pay for it." I said, "Well, it is obviously a safety concern. Like I got like two spot welds holding this thing on." So called. I said, "I'm going to call Transport Canada." So I did talk to them, and then they gave me the whole process. So I called Subaru Canada back, and I said, "Hey, they're saying that you guys should be fixing this." So they said, "Okay, yeah, we'll fix it. Don't make a big deal out of it." So yeah, they took my whole dash out, did all the welds again, and that. But as far as the truck, I sent a request in last year. Funny enough, my neighbor across the street has the exact same year of truck. I put his up on the hoist here, exact same spot, rotted through.
Well,
Um, I put a Facebook ad up with the link to the Transport Canada. I probably got I think I had 4 people go through with it. So I sent it into CBC, CTV, and nobody's called me back, unfortunately. But yeah, GM, it's sad because other than the frame, that truck has been amazing. I've got 300,000 kilometers on it. I've done 2 lower ball joints and 2 sway links and 1 wheel bearing. That's the only thing I've done to that truck.
no
Yeah.
brakes.
Once the rear brakes last at 170K, and now I'm halfway through the second set at 300K. And the fronts I've done twice. But
Does
I'm high. Like I live in Glencoe, so I'm mostly highway.
let's say,
To,
do you ever Put your foot on the brake pad or brake pedal or
No,
what?
no, just
Just
downshift.
downshift the tranny.
Just downshift. Run into the guy in front of you. That's all you need
That's
to do.
right.
Jeez.
Yeah. So,
Identify Ram pickup. No.
see, I think I can't remember if I had posted because I had a truck on the hoist too that had rotted out framing. I think you commented on or you messaged me about it, and that's when you told me about the issue or what you've been trying to do with Transport Canada. And I'm like, man, it's unreal because there's actually a real problem with these things. There's a guy that I follow on TikTok, and I think is called Henry's Fab or something like that. He's somewhere in the northern states of the U.S. There,
I think I've
I
seen.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he, I think I might have sent it to you, but that's what he does is he builds frame repairs for these things,
yeah.
and it's like every single one of these is rotted out, and
It's
it's always
pathetic.
and it's because the thing is they should have made a drain hole right there. It
Hmm.
just when you take them out when you open them up, there's like that much rust in the whole bottom of the frame, and
Yeah.
it's a closed in channel, right? And that's a design flaw that they had. 100% there should be a recall on those frames because how many I have failed because those cars are just so rotted out. I have one at the shop right now. It's an '06. It's got 123K on it, I think. And the body looks immaculate on this truck. Again, undercoated like crazy, but the frame, it doesn't actually have any holes in it, but it's very rusty.
Oh
And
yeah.
like,
It's sad because like Toyota did it. I think
yeah,
like they were forced to a little bit, but they also did it because it's Toyota. They like
yeah.
to take care of the customers, and they sold a lot less trucks than GM has. Like GM has sold
Mhm.
probably, I don't know what the number would be, but probably
Yeah,
double the amount of trucks.
but the thing is, those guys that bought those Toyotas and got those frames replaced back then, they're
They'll never
still
buy a different
driving those.
truck,
They're still driving those trucks today. The
and
guys
they'll
that
never
bought
buy a
Chevys
different
that
one.
same
They're
time,
gonna go back to a Toyota.
I know. Yeah, yeah. I've got one customer, is a religious Toyota guy. I think they've got four in the family right now, and he just loves his Toyota. He just absolutely loves it, and he just says, "I'll never buy another truck than that. That's all I'm ever going to drive." I'm like, "Good for you." Me
Well,
personally,
those
I don't like them. I don't like the way that they sit and the feel and they drive, whatever. But that's just
yeah,
me.
the last
But I have,
generation Tundras, they were a bit of a lumber wagon,
yeah,
but those 5.7s are insanely bulletproof. Like I've seen two go bad. One was a snowplow, same as your 6 cylinder one. This guy was a snowplow driver
yeah.
and never changed the oil on it, and it had the exact same amount of sludge in it.
Man,
And then the other one was a Sequoia a couple years ago. It was just the chain tensioner failed, which is rare as well.
Okay.
But other than
Aren't
that,
they like stupid hard on fuel? Those 5.7s.
yeah, that's the other
Yeah,
shitty part.
that's what I
Uh,
thought. So I had
yeah,
a customer years ago with one, and they just said it was unbearable almost, but they had
yeah.
to have it, so they kept driving it.
What you're saving on repairs, you're spending on gas.
I
yeah, no
guess.
kidding.
Well, you know what? Trade off for one for the other.
Yeah,
I mean,
these
the
new Tundras, we're
average.
doing. I think one or two of those engine. There's an engine recall on the new V6 twin turbos,
Okay.
so we're doing one or two of those a week. They just ship us a crate with. It's from pan all the way up to even the intercooler and everything on top, and we just transfer the all the components over the alternator, compressor, belts, and
Yep.
wiring harness, and put the new one in.
Wow.
There's no rebuilding. There's no tearing
Yeah.
apart. It's just
Yeah.
all the metal going through them, which they say it was metal machining debris, which I'm not really sure on, but
Uh,
my department.
When
yeah.
at the shop is how many techs do you guys have over there at Toyota?
So we have two used car guys. One guy is 60, so he just does all the PDIs now. He was the heavy. He was basically what I took over for. He did all the heavy stuff before. Um, and I think we have four apprentices and these guys. So it's pretty full now. I had two bays up until about 5 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago,
Okay,
and now I got an apprentice that I'm
but
training up.
hours wise, no issues. Hitting your hours every week and
Yeah, I've never been below 50 hours since I went flat rate. It's I was like we got it really good there. We have a company match pension,
that's great.
benefits, stuff like that. It's actually it's a good place to work. There's some politics like everywhere.
Of course.
Like the dealership, there's always
And
stuff.
the only reason I asked because you mentioned on any group flat rate, and then all of a sudden you got like 6,000 people waiting for the bait to jump on that conversation.
100%. Yeah.
But that's excellent that you're able to get your hours, and you don't feel the pressure of, oh, it's slow, bays are empty, and someone else is getting preferred work over you. But I mean, you're hitting your 40, 50 hours. I mean, you're tickle pig.
Well, that's the thing too is I've showed my apprentices and I've talked to even the other guys. A lot of guys they'll bring an oil change in and they'll try and get it out as fast as they can. They won't look at anything. They'll just dump the oil, kick it out. I have no problem spending 5 minutes on a car, even 10 minutes on a car, saying looking at the brakes, looking at bushings and stuff like that, looking at the history, seeing what services they
Yep.
might need, and I'll spend 5 minutes and turn into like today. I sold front rotors on a car that were rotted just for spending 5 minutes.
Front rotors?
Yep.
Would you?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Would you just change rotors or with the pads as well?
So like this was a 19 Corolla, so the pads are still about 7 mil on them. So I have no problem sanding them down, and I'll flip them around if there's a little bit more wear on the inside one versus the outside. Flip them around, get the most wear on the inside or the thicker one on the inside. And we do also turn rotors, which I know you do, Frank, if I
Yep.
remember correct.
Oh, really?
We still do. Toyotas are very thick, so
You
See,
wouldn't find
something
any issue.
similar to that I've seen on the Dodge. My friend used to work. Well, Caleb that we had on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. He used to work at Oxford Dodge. I think it was Oxford.
Yep.
Anyways, whatever. And same thing too. Like he said, there was vehicles that come in that are almost brand new, but the rotors are just rotten on them. But
yeah, it's
they don't cover them under any kind of warranty because it's called wear and tear. So you got like 10,000 kilometers on this thing, needs rotors, and you got to replace the rotors. So in said in that case too, no pads, just new rotors, and off you go.
We
yeah,
did a
and I
bunch
hate
of 2017 Hondas, 2017 to 2019 Honda Civics. They'd come in with like 40K on them, and their rotors are absolute garbaggio.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean,
And
you could you could
Corollas
you
for a
could
while
play
were
an
like,
instrument on the amount of grooves that were on those rotors,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
and we were selling brake jobs like crazy.
this thing here has the original rotors, at least when I bought it, and I'm pretty sure they're the original rotors. They not even rotted. Like I don't drive it in the winter anymore. Obviously, I can't. But I drove it the first year I owned it when I still had the V6. I drove it for the winter, and it never got the rust and crap that all these newer rotors have. I hate it. I feel bad for saying, hey, your car's 3 years old. It needs new rotors, 2 or 3 years old, and
Oh yeah, and we had customers like we'd send pictures to them, and then they'd go back to Honda and they'd say, "Well, why are my rotors rusted?" And they're like, "Well, this is just wear and tear. It'll be X amount of dollars to fix it." And they're like, "This is ridiculous."
yeah, it's every brand though. I think it's not just Toyota,
Yeah.
Honda. It's
You can't get away from it. And again, these are customers that never do a brake service, never, bring it in once or twice a year and have the brakes looked at, get them cleaned up.
Yeah, we do it once a year. We recommend brake services once a year. And I actually even went up to the owner and said, what Subaru does, they actually do a brake service on the PDI. When the car's brand new, they lube everything up. I said, we should be doing that. We can charge an extra hour or whatever on the PDI, take the brakes apart, put lube on it, and that way it keeps them moving instead of letting them seize up.
Yep.
Yeah, but if it seizes up, then you can sell the work. That's probably why he's like, yeah, no.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, I actually had my massage therapist has a 2021 Audi Q7, the bigger SUV.
Oh yeah, I had one.
And she said, "Oh, they said I needed brakes, and she only had 40,000 kilometers on it." I said, "What?" So they quoted her $2,700 for front brakes on this thing,
Mhm.
Only.
and I said, "Let me take a look." So I called my buddy who works at Napa, and he had the fully coated rotors, and I think they were $400 each, and then the pads were. I said, "Get Audi pads because of the noise. I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with noise." But even the pads were like $600 or something like that.
You could get Zimmerman rotors, which are, even the box you can't even read it because it's in German, and even those rotors are not going to be more than like $200.
Yeah. Well, she ended up wanting the Audi. She's like, oh, it's an Audi. I want the OEM stuff, and I was pleading with her to buy the coated ones because the Audi ones are not coated, and I ended up getting the Audi ones. They're the same as the Toyota rotors.
Yeah,
The ones that I pulled off of this car that were 3 or 4 years old were just saying what you guys are saying, absolutely horrendous. Like
Yep.
the amount of rot on these rotors was ridiculous.
it's unfortunate because they spend 60, 80,000 bucks on the vehicle brand new,
Yeah,
and the quality of the parts. I mean, just put something on that will last them. Give them 60 or 80K out of them. I mean, at
yeah.
least.
Well, the other thing I tell customers too is, and I try and do this a lot, is especially with the hybrids. I said every day, do a couple hard stops because the hybrids you don't actually use the brakes when you're doing light braking. It's regenerative braking. So
Yep.
I said do a couple hard stops just to keep the rotors clean because the hybrids are worse because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And these people that are really light foot braking and they never clean the rotors off. And the other part is the Toyota pads are really soft, so even when they do break, they're not cleaning as much off as they could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tesla owners run into that a lot.
Yeah,
The cars that used to be bad for that back in the day was the old Volkswagen Jetta Golf diesel manual transmission. We had one customer years ago, and every year we put brakes on her car because it just rotted away. She never used it. She's like, well, I'm always downshifting. Get down to first gear, and then at the very end, just lightly put on the brakes and stop.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she needed to use the brakes. It's just like, well, you need new pads and rotors. They just rotted away because they were never used. They were never heated up, never dried, that kind of stuff. So
You should find that person a friend that's always on their brakes, which is and then they just switch their
just
cars
yeah,
every
just
2 months or three
yeah,
months,
yeah, just
and one cancels
borrow my
out
car
the
for a
other.
week. Yeah, exactly. It's bad. Yeah, like people are always like, "Oh, I'm gentle on my brakes. I'm easy." No, don't be. You're
Hard,
you're
hard
you're
stops.
hurting yourself more. Use the brakes; they're meant to be used, and they'll wear out in their amount of time. But
Yeah, and beat the shit out of the car once in a while to clear the cat out and everything.
yeah, hundred
Everything good.
percent. I do it whenever there's winter outside. I on my truck, it's a good ride.
Yeah,
I make
that's
sure
mine
that
does every
it's the traction, advanced track off, four-wheel drive off, rear diff
Yep.
lock. Let's go. Yeah, that's when driving's fun again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the other thing too is I know you guys do it. Talking about advocating for customers. Um, One thing I've seen too many times is say you get a Corolla coming in with a couple 100,000 kilometers, lift it up on the hoist, rockers are gone, like stuff like that. They've at the counter they sold them services like spark plugs and all this stuff, and I go to them and I said, "This car's not worth the $200 you're putting in for like the spark plugs."
Yep.
Oh, just they wanted the spark plugs, just do it. Like, oh, it's not worth it. Some guys, there's people there that will like they'll put it in. But I
but
can't do it. I say like
but you
Yeah,
got to
I'd
think
rather you.
about one thing is, yes, like the guy wants to spend 200 or 500 bucks to get those plugs done, and I completely understand where you're coming from, but that vehicle may be the only vehicle they have, and to keep it reliable enough to maybe hold them off till they can get the other vehicle, they
Yeah,
may have
100%.
to
Yeah,
spend that dough. And it's happened at my shop too. I'll get somebody coming in and the car is com- like complete garbaggio, and the guy wants to drop 2,500 bucks on front rear suspension and brakes and rotors, and I'll tell them like, this car is not worth it because you have no frame basically,
hmm
but
yeah, and
they
that's where you
can't
got to
buy
talk
a
the
car
customer
for
into
20.
like what needs to be done, like what is absolutely
yeah,
necessary.
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
just like that Volkswagen, I guess it was Tiguan. Like you don't need a coolant flush right now. You don't need it. You need to maybe top up your coolant, make sure it's good. Yeah, we'll talk about the coolant flush later on. You need to get these control arms done. This way, this vehicle is safe for your new wife and your baby, and that way you can keep driving it.
Keep
So
it
thankful,
safe.
right?
That's the
Yeah,
main
keep
thing.
it safe. Keep it safe. Keep it affordable, and you'll have customers for life. Like this
Yeah.
guy, and I'm sure that I'm pretty sure he was a first time customer to us. And hey, this is what it's all about. Like I always, I tell people that ask and say that my slogan is what I live by. Go farther with integrity.
Yep.
I work with integrity. I live by integrity, and I service your vehicles with integrity. And I want you to understand that I'm not going to do something to say, you know what, I'm selling this to you just because I need to make more money. I told this guy today. I said, I'm not out looking for more work. I have lots of work right now. I don't need to pick on this and say, hey, do this because I need to have more work. It's not what I do this because this is what you need to have your car safe.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're in the same boat. So that's good to hear. A lot of guys at dealerships, they don't care, right? They just nope, got a bank, got to
That's
flag the hours, got to flag the hours, and then
that's what pisses me off, because going back to the whole pride thing
mhm.
is,
Yeah,
like I will say, I probably flag the most hours there, but I do a good job first, and that's
Mhm.
but you
my
do
number
it
one
ethically.
priority.
That's the thing. You do it ethically.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. There's one guy not there anymore. The old Venzas, Rav4s, they had a TSB, like the Fords, where the cam gear phaser would rattle on startup. So the TSB was replaced the intake phaser. So
Yeah.
he got one. He replaced the intake phaser. There's no check in, nothing, no drivability issues with this thing before he did the cam phaser. Starts it up, runs it. Oh, there's an engine light and a misfire number one. Like, oh, it's got to be the spark plugs and the coils. So he sells them spark plugs and coils. Oh, it's still not working. Let's do a fuel injection flush on it. And I said, check your cam timing. I said, I guarantee you're a tooth off. No, 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 no. It's an ejector. Blah 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 blah. Oh, yeah, it was the timing jumped a tooth when you put the gear in.
So you just basically use it as a parts cannon.
Yeah, it just drives me nuts. Like, and the
Yeah.
same stupid little things like when you're taking wheels off. So a lot of guys won't put any lube on the hub surface when they're putting an aluminum rim back on, or even a steel rim. It takes 2 seconds. You're gonna spend the time to clean it off. Put lube on it, and
Hmm.
it makes more sense for the customer. Like, say your customer's on the side of the road trying to get their tire off, and they can't get it off. Well, they try and kick the tire off. The car falls off the jack. Just
Yeah.
all because you didn't spend 2 seconds and lube it.
So wait, you're not
And
supposed to put any C's there?
ugh,
What
always
what
sees.
what is your preferred method of or type of lube for that?
So we use it's called Worth Film,
Oh yeah.
and
Okay.
it's an oil based. That
Yep.
stuff, I will say, is the absolute best stuff for that I've ever used.
Honey Goo is a very similar product, and
Yep,
fluid film.
yep.
Those
I
two.
actually have a can on that cart back there.
Yep. Yep.
it's
Honey
uh,
glue
it's
sounds like something you get from the cannabis store, Frank.
yeah,
I mean,
that's
you
later.
could use it as personal lubricant if you wanted to, especially the honey goo. That stuff smells good.
Yeah, they
You take,
people putting anti-seize on an aluminum rim and a steel rotor. It's like, now you're adding a third dissimilar metal to it, and it's just
yeah. Hmm.
What are your plans, Tyler, for the future, man? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
you know what, I toyed around with it for a long time about maybe opening my own shop, but then I had kids, and I will say I start at 7:30 and I'm done at 4:30 every day. Come home for the most part, leave it. I have a 45-minute drive, so I can any bullshit that I have at work, I can usually
Yep.
lose it by the time I get home.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, I know you can turn your phones off and stuff like that for if you own your own shop and stuff like that. But I just like,
Not the same.
yeah, and like the benefits, the pension, everything else,
100%.
and the so my mentor that trained me up when I was an apprentice, he came in at a good time. So my old man passed away when I was 22. He was
Sorry.
47, and I became a bit of an asshole for a little bit. It obviously got me a bit. So he straightened me out, and what he told me back then, and it still sticks with me. He said he owned his own shop for 17 years before.
Hmm.
He said he loved it, but you're always there either bookkeeping or you're always there taking care of customers late or
Yep.
getting that phone call, hey, can you do this for me, and stuff like that. And he said at the end of the day he made more money working at the dealership and less stress at the end of the day. And so like I do stuff here once in a while, like
Yeah.
friends and family, I have no problem doing stuff after hours
Sure.
to an extent. But yeah, I actually do Crown oil sprays here too once
Oh
in a
yeah.
while in the fall.
Well, you have a lot of perks where you are too, right? So I mean, you're obviously being treated well. The culture, I'm assuming, at that dealership is very good. And that's why you've been there for so long.
Yeah, we actually, that's one thing I will say is for a while it was pretty bad. Like typical dealer, like the stuff you hear about
Yeah.
dealerships,
Yeah.
it was like that
Yep.
for a while. About 5 years ago, 6 years ago, but we got a really good group of guys there, and we all work together. There's nobody fighting, nobody like I'm not going to help you. Like
And that makes all the difference. I mean,
it
that
does.
makes
It
all the
like
difference going to work and leaving work.
yeah,
You walk in, you see your buddies there or your colleagues, and it's not. There's no. Oh man, I better make sure I get this ticket before he gets it, or
yeah,
he's always already going up there to grab another ticket. He's not done with the other car, and
yeah. And I have actually one of my best friends works with me there. He came
yep,
over about 5 years ago, and it's just so we bounce stuff off each other all the time, and
Yeah,
no, that's
for
you
that's
got to
almost
fantastic.
have that. It's so nice to be able to have someone that you can work with that you can bounce ideas off of.
I'm
oh
It
yeah,
sure it'll
helps
give
make
you a hand
diagnosing
with
easier
with
sometimes.
something too, right? Because I mean, a lot of places that I've heard that you may need a hand to hold this up or something, and another tech won't even walk over because they're too busy trying to get the next car and trying to get the next car in.
Hmm.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's definitely not like that there. It's I love that part of it. It's
It's great.
that's
yeah,
good to hear. Good
No, that's
stuff.
fantastic. No, I'm glad we got a chance to get you on the podcast today.
yeah. I
Um,
appreciate it.
and honestly, if I wanted a home shop, I think I'd probably make mine similar to yours because you got the bar right there.
I never
That's
thought in a
really
million
cool.
years I would have something like this because I grew up in London. My parents didn't have a ton of money. My first house was tiny. It was 600 square feet, and then started looking outside of the big city. And I'm glad I did because it came out here in 2018, and it's I'll never live in London again. It is ridiculously busy.
How far
Yeah,
out from London are you?
About 45 minutes west,
Okay,
so right between London and Chatham.
nice, nice.
Yeah,
It
nice
looks
and
like you have a
quiet out
nice
here.
setup there.
Yeah, I can just jump in my ATV and ride to all the trails that are around here, and it's
Beauty.
great.
No, that's great, man. Thank you so much, Tyler. We really appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for
And
having me.
let's all. I know you and Frank have contact information, but let's all keep in touch, and hopefully we'll check back in with you sometime in the future and see how you're doing and see where you're at.
Yeah, and I'll come stop by your shop soon, Frank, if you're there.
oh yeah, I'm always there, at least from 8 to 5. Except I might be on vacation, sometime soon. So
Frank has at least four conferences to go to this year, right, Frank?
two at least, two that I've confirmed I'm going to. So
Yeah, four.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to go to one of those like ASTA one time.
Oh man.
Well,
Well, we got if you have a few minutes. I actually went to ASTA for the first time last year.
Yep.
Literally changed my life, man. If you've never been to a conference, it literally will change your life.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
I
go
gotta
to
talk.
that one this year. We're going to
Yep.
Tools first, so that's in April. We're doing that one, and then we're gonna hope to do ASTA in September. Yeah.
What was the one you were talking about for that's in Toronto? I think it was you were talking about it.
Mm, I don't
There's
Or
know
an
if
no?
there was one.
I don't even know the abbreviation for the one.
I don't know. I didn't know there was one in Toronto.
There was
No, maybe it
one
was Jeff. Jeff was talking about it. Maybe it was.
Maybe.
It was
AARO or A something.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, there is one. uh, I heard that it wasn't all it was cracked up to be.
Okay.
But you're right. It was AARO, um, and there's this group that I'm part of, and this guy. Wait, was that supposed to be today? That meeting? No, that's next week. No, that was supposed to be today.
Well, you're late anyways now.
I guess I missed it. Oh my gosh. Anyways, but that's he pushes for that all the time, and I'm like, from what I've heard, that it's
I've
very
seen the trainings and
unorganized.
stuff that they're
Yeah, not the
offering,
trainings are
and
there. Yeah,
from
so
what I
I don't
can
know.
see,
I've
it's
never been,
yeah,
but
it's nothing that
we'll
I'd really take right now.
we'll see how tools is going to be. I'm really looking forward to tools, and then yeah, we're gonna try ASTA in the fall and
No
see. But
Nice.
trying, no trying,
that's
Frank. You got to
yeah,
go.
that's the only two. That's the only two that we're gonna go to because it's just we will not be able to take the time to do more than that this year. But maybe next year if we hire a tech, get a licensed tech going in the shop as well, then we might be able to do a little bit more.
Well, depending
Yeah, I've
on
always
how the
loved.
podcast goes, maybe we'll be recording from the actual expos one of these days, Frank.
Hey, I'd be okay with that.
I'm heading to oh my god, where am I going? I'm going to Vision in
Yep.
Kansas City in March. So I've never been. Apparently, that's supposed to be a lot of fun and a lot of good training there. So heading there,
I
and
love
then
the training. Like Toyota puts on really good training courses. I haven't been to one since 2019, but I'm so the guy that trained me back in 2010 when I first started going there was he's actually the field warranty or the field tech. So anytime we have a really big problem car that nobody can figure out, he comes
yeah,
and
yeah,
helps. And so I talked to him fairly regular, and I said, "Hey, they're offering the new. There's a. It was called the hybrid vehicle course originally, but now it's called electrified vehicle course." And I said, "Is there? I'm assuming there's a lot more new stuff in there." And he said, "Absolutely, go." So I talked to the boss and I said, "Hey, I want to retake this course because it's been probably 8 years since I've gone, and a lot
yep.
has changed in those 8 years. So it's nice that they're open to sending me. I get to stay in a hotel in Toronto or Scarborough, and it's usually a couple of days. So
It makes
it's
all the difference when your employer supports training, right? Because you can never know everything.
yeah, you never will, and that's I always learning. And yeah, Toyota. Nice thing about the Toyota training too is it's only 8 people in the class, so it's very easy to stop and ask a question and
Yeah,
not feel pressured to keep going. And
Okay. Very
I know.
impersonal.
yeah,
I know. On I don't know if you listened to Confessions of a Shop Owner with Mike Allen.
no, I haven't listened to that one yet.
You're missing out. First of all, you definitely got to listen to that. He's
Yeah,
absolutely hilarious. Really, really nice guy. So I met him when I was at ASTA. So he's actually doing a draw, I believe, and they're giving out a ticket to ASTA for first time people going. So
yeah,
you
I
may
might have
want
to
to check that
listen to that.
out.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's ASTA and there's also Tectonic, which is in April. So I'm planning on going to that as well. I'm already booked for that. So
nice.
you can never have enough training, but
No,
Yeah.
obviously the biggest issue is time, right? Got to make time to at least make it to something every year and expand your knowledge, right?
yeah, I've done a couple of the Snap on and APC courses too. My buddy that works with me now, he used to work at Meineke and stuff, so they get a little more access to that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. So I tagged along with him a couple times, and it was nice.
that's great.
Nice.
No, I'm dragging Frank to as many as I can this year, one way or the other.
We'll do our best.
But yeah, thanks, Tyler. We're pushing an hour here. I know it's getting late, and everyone wants to go to bed soon. So I really appreciate it. And Frank, thanks for getting Tyler on here as
Yeah,
usual.
absolutely.
Nice meeting you guys, and nice chatting with you.
Indeed.
You too. Just hang on the pod here for a second, but thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.